Hi, I'm Andy Glass with WorkshopAddict.com. Today we're going to take a look a little bit closer at my wood turning setup, my lathe position, the accessories that I have on the wall, and why I've done what, and we'll go through it. So to start out with the location, it's located in the front corner of my workshop, the most populated area and the most work that I do here at the workbench. It's kind of a non-traditional location because I would typically have more tool storage, more cabinets, more things that I use every single day at the workbench and at the cabinets. But the reason I put the lathe here is I have a dust collection drop with a floor sweep on the bottom. So my thought process behind that was easy cleanup. I have large dust and chips that come off the lathe. They go on the floor. I simply sweep them up into the dust sweep. They go through the dust collection into the cyclone, drop into the barrel. Super easy to clean up. So that was the thought process there. Underneath I have a temporary cabinet. Now this is an older cabinet that I had floating around in the shop, in my last shop. It had a couple benchtop tools on it. I had to take the countertop off of it just so I could fit it underneath the lathe, but this is something again that's temporary. I plan to build a dedicated full length or full width cabinet here that's a little bit more shallow, so allows a little bit more knee and leg clearance just to be a little bit more comfortable when you're turning and using the lathe and not be so obscured by the cabinet underneath. Behind the lathe I have all my wood turning tools and accessories, chucks and things like that. Now I'm not allowed to put anything on the back walls of the shop here, so I had to anchor it with two large bolts and some super struts that are connected to the framing of this building, exactly where this paper towel roll and the hose reel is on. And then it's also screwed into the mounts for this outlet here into that stud. So it's very secure, it's not going anywhere, it can certainly handle the weight. And we're going to start out with all my traditional tools. All my traditional tools here are on magnetic holders. The magnets worked out pretty well. I had to do 3 rows just to get enough magnetic suction, and the main reason on that was the gouges. With the radius, there wasn't a lot of contact surface for the magnets, so it required a lot of magnetic force to hold them there. This large bowl gouge, the 3 magnets weren't enough, so I had to add a little L support just so it could rest and keep from sliding down. Above in the top left I have a secondary chuck that has some permanent cold jaws on there, and then some additional cold jaws up here, and then various size chuck jaws for different size turnings, things like that. Some smaller ones in these bins here, chuck adapters and Allen keys for the lathe and the chucks themselves. And then on the top right, we're getting into my Carbide insert tools. Now these are the large size that Rockler offers. They come in round, diamond, radius square, and then traditional square. And then I also have 2 other sizes. They're mini, and then they're pen turning kits, which are actually underneath in this cabinet below here. But I built these storing wise like traditional lathe storage that you see all over the internet. And these are very, very comfortable. I'm thinking that if I would have built these first, I probably would have gotten away with the magnetic storage method, just because the vertical allows a lot of room for your hand to grab. It's very comfortable, it's very quick, less cumbersome. There's not a lot of room here to grab these tools, and so it can get a little bit tricky at times. Now, the solution there is to add some more magnets, spread the tools out, but I've made this as big as I have right now, and it is what it is. To the right of the Carbide tools, I have the 6-inch faceplate that came with the lathe, and I put it on a large finishing nail and then put 3 magnets, super glued them there, and that just keeps the chuck in place, keeps it from flopping around if I take things on and off this board. Above that, I have a couple rolls of sandpaper strips for sanding at the lathe, and then below the faceplate I have some my live screws, my spur drive, a keyless chuck for the tailstock, and then a Forstner bit for drilling out some material, and then a custom turned handle with an Allen key in there that's dedicated to changing out the jaws on the chucks. Below that I have my 3 calipers for use during turning for interior and exterior, or OD and ID for when you're turning here. So that's a kind of just a quick little brief overview of my turning center here with my Nova Galaxy DVR lathe. Let me know below if you have any questions, comments, or concerns. I'm Andy Glass with Workshop Addict. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.